Eamonn Holmes laid into Chancellor Rishi Sunak over the timing of his secure energy rescue package, as many Britons continue to plunge into poverty over the energy price hike in the UK. Eamonn Holmes called the plan pathetic and speculated if the reason the government was taking action was due to heavy public pressure. It was announced this week that the energy price cap will rise by £800, which many cannot afford to pay monthly to heat their homes. CapEx editor Alice Denby shared the same sentiments with Mr. Holmes and questioned the timing of the latest announcement of a possible windfall tax and schemes to help people pay for their energy. Mr. Holmes said, "It is pathetic though if this is all because of public pressure on this and the embarrassing look that the government is facing." Ms. Denby told GB News, "Yeah, I do think people will question the timing of this. We're expecting this Sue Gray report to come out today, finally, and it seems that they've fast-tracked this." The Telegraph says explicitly on its front page, "To sort of throw off the Partygate scandal, it does look a bit like motivated reasoning." Co-host Rosie Wright added, "We've just called it a rescue package. For some families they are in need of rescuing." Ms. Denby said, "I think that's certainly true. I mean, you said at the top that energy bills are going to rise by as much as £800. It's difficult to see where people are going to find that money. But I question whether a windfall tax is necessarily the right way to do it. It also sounds like the Chancellor is considering doing it in a kind of graded way, so if companies invest more in infrastructure and things like that, then they won't have to pay as much. Well, then how does he know how much money he's going to get from his windfall tax?" Labour MPs have been loud about asking Mr. Sunak to implement a windfall tax. Last week in the Commons, Mr. Sunak discussed the issue as pressure on the Tory government to act has been mounting. ITV's political editor Robert Peston revealed last night that reports have shown that multiple energy companies had been left gobsmacked. Mr. Peston wrote on Twitter, "I've spoken to investors and owners of wind and nuclear, and they are incredulous, gobsmacked, that the Treasury is looking at a windfall tax on their current excess profits, given the PM's desire to bring in tens of billions of pounds of incremental investment in renewables and green energy." One investor said, "The Treasury is making it up as it goes along. To call it chaotic is to be generous." Many Britons had warned the government about the poverty so many are facing, calling for them to act months ago before the problem became exacerbated. Chief Executive of National Energy Action, Adam Scorer said, Ofgem's warning that the price cap will rise again by over £800 in October will strike terror into the hearts of millions of people, already unable to heat and power their homes. It will plunge households into deep, deep crisis. The financial, social, and health impacts are unthinkable. The UK government simply must act and use the welfare system and schemes such as Warm Homes Discount to get significant financial support to people before winter. The ambition should be to find ways of covering the entire price increase for people on the lowest incomes, but it should do more. It should direct Ofgem to introduce a below-market rate social tariff into the energy market as soon as possible so that the most vulnerable get the greatest protection. It should double its plans to improve the energy efficiency of homes for people in fuel poverty.